Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I think C3 Nick and XRP Crypto Wolf both have cinnamon in their coffee this morning, or maybe they had cinnamon in their coffee and also ate their Wheaties, because they pounded my inbox on Twitter with direct messages with some awesome information, and so I'm going to feature them today. First, C3 Nick sent me this. This is a Morgan Stanley report that has been put out in the last in October. It says Morgan Stanley does mention crypto as a new institutional investment class in a report published in October 2018. From scam to new institutional investment class, quite a change in perception. That's what C3 Nick said. Now look at this. This is what we've been going through all the way since, I wasn't in 2009. I came in somewhere around here. But look how they referred to all this at first. Digital cash between 2009 and 2016, digital cash, and this is a Morgan Stanley slide you're looking at. What has happened to Bitcoin with Bitcoin? Incumbent financial system antidote 2010 to 2017. Replacement payment system 2010 to 2007. New fundraising and capital allocation mechanisms 2015 to 2018. Store of value 2017-2018. Disruption advantaged refuge for depreciating currency. Who have you heard that from? You know, I didn't even recognize this when I first went over this, when C3 sent me this. But now remember, all this week and last week, I've been talking to you about how digital assets could very easily and probably will be the biggest flow of money into them will be in a financial crisis scenario when all of these countries of the world have destroyed our money. I've said that over and over. Then I started this past week, hearing the people at Ripple saying it. We heard Chris Larson say it. I saw David Schwartz refer to it. And now Morgan Stanley is referring to it in a report. Disruption advantaged refuge for depreciating currency. That's what all of the banks and the governments have been really scared of. But now they're trying to figure out how to embrace it. That's what you're seeing right now. But now they've arrived at this being a new institutional investment class. Okay, that's what they're calling it now. Well, the digital asset investor is here to tell you that that's what they're calling it now, but they're only calling it that now because they're getting their money parked before they open it up to the retail investors. It's not going to be just an institutional investment class. So let's go down a little further. In part 2, C3 Nick says, retail investors stay put as institutional. This is a quote from another slide. Retail investors stay put as institutional investors get involved. Not a big surprise if you have followed the trends in the last weeks and months. Well, this is what we've been watching all year this year. See, what's going on in the crypto market is two things really since the inception. What you have had is people like me and you that are listening to this. We being the retail investors who have had to go out and figure out how to buy these things and store them securely and move them around the hard way. And it's been in 2013. It was very hard. It was very difficult to get in. I still don't know how I figured out how to get in, but now they're calling this an institutional investment class as if they're the first ones to show up to the party, maybe just because they think they make it legitimate. But so what you have in, I think December of 2017, and actually C3 Nick himself referred to it as these institutions and the big money firms such as Morgan Stanley. They saw the blood in the water and started circling in December. And then since December, in my opinion, you've seen a lot of market manipulation. The prices have been driven down. These guys have been buying over the counter, and they continue to do so. And I believe that all they have been doing is setting it up to one day but first, they're going to begin to open up institutional markets that are not over the counter, but then they're going to begin opening up their retail outlets. And that's what, and the conjunction of all three of these things is going to drive this stuff crazy. But here in this slide, they make mention as retail investors stay put, as institutional investors get involved. Cryptocurrency fund AUM, US $7.11 billion. That's a crypto fund research estimate. Types of funds, 48% hedge, 48% venture capital, 3% private equity. 50% of them are in the US, 9% in China, Hong Kong, 6% in the UK. And this shows you the number of funds created and how it's grown. And that's only going to get much, much, much bigger. So, moving along, but if you're not following at C3_Nick, go follow him today. Then XRP Crypto Wolf, at XRP Crypto Wolf. He was pounding me. He hit me with three things, and I think I'm going to show you all of them. I need a sip of this coffee. Hold on. This is a quote from JP Morgan in this article. I can speculate that we will have a trading desk and that clients will be able to access BTC via BACT in some way, shape, or form. My very educated guess is that we offer trading capabilities within our commodities and Forex space that includes BTC via BACT. And people, that's only the beginning. BTC is just the first one through the door. XRP will be in there before you know it, sooner rather than later. But that was from this Abacus Journal article. Next. Okay, this is also from at XRP Crypto Wolf. Now, what this is this is the president of SBI Holdings. Okay, remember, for those of you that don't remember, SBI Holdings in 2016 bought 10% of Ripple. Well, they are also the largest shareholder in a company called R3. R3 has been one of Ripple's largest competitors and has partners. This is their ecosystem. All of these companies you're looking at are their partners. That's an interesting. I think Alex Cobb looked at this one when I was watching him yesterday. Anyway, what this is about is R3 and Ripple had a lawsuit going, and you'll see in the article that he references here, they just settled this lawsuit, and it was probably worked out through President Capital of SBI Holdings, since he owns both, because he wants them to work together. And here's the quote: "You have to make such a project that will make R3 use XRP in earnest. When the two companies hold hands, it will be possible to cover almost all fields. We are discussing with SBI R3 in order to create SBI R3 Asia, similar to our SBI Ripple Asia." And so what he's trying to do is he's trying to marry the two, and then XRP will not just be used for settlement with the things that Ripple's working on, but they'll be working with R3. That is huge. Moving along, again, XRP Crypto Wolf. He's going to get him some followers today, I have a feeling, because he did a great job. Okay, this one he references this Bloomberg article. Hong Kong reveals crypto rules and push to tame wild market. And what this is this is just showing you that around the world the regulations are being figured out. And what he says is Hong Kong's securities watchdog unveiled new rules for crypto funds, and it may regulate digital asset exchanges, joining a global push to improve supervision of the industry. Firms may be able to apply for a license if the trial is successful, the SFC said. Now remember, yesterday I covered an article where South Korea is doing the same type thing. They're getting all their regulations in order. What you've seen in 2018, after they all smelled the blood in the water. Now remember, I went over this. December, market goes crazy, which it should. When it goes crazy, all of a sudden, the institutions and the governments, all of a sudden, they get so concerned about the consumers, and all of a sudden, all sorts of articles begin coming out, and the market is tanked. In my opinion, a concerted effort on purpose. These people own the media. Remember, you and I don't own the media. We want it to go up. They own the media, and so it's easy for these governments of the world when they want to tank this market. Right now it is, because there's only 200 billion in it. It won't be that way in the long run, and it won't matter in the long run. But so market tanks in December. Then in 2018, they've all spent all this time doing their research and getting parked so that they can, towards the end of 2018 into 2019, they're going to all hold up the flag. It's going to say the water's safe. You can all come in now. And then not just institutional, but you will start to see ways for average Joe retailers come into this space. Now, I've told you before that 4 years ago, I told my wife, the day that you're able to move your XRP or whatever your digital asset is into an old like a traditional, say an online platform like a Charles Schwab or an E-Trade, the day you can do that, we are all going to have done quite nicely. But there's something else I told her. You and I, we all have very smart friends, and we have some friends that are not so smart. I told my wife, I said, we will know that it's time to sell when our friends who are not so smart are investing in XRP. Because when our friends that are not so smart are investing in XRP, you better believe we might be at bubble height, and we are nowhere close to that. In fact, I was at Halloween, doing Halloween last night, and people still make fun of me about digital assets. They make fun of me about doing my digital asset channel, which they can't believe that I actually talk about digital assets on a YouTube channel. Well, guess who's going to get the last laugh? I am the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor was here before the institutional investors, and I'll be here after. Thanks for watching.